Hi, it's Rabbit again. Um, Here we are right outside of town after finishing the last series of quests from the previous video. Um, what you're going to need to do over the next couple of maps is proceed westward for several different maps. I'm kind of going to skip around a little bit just so you don't have to watch me running a bunch. But if you look at the lower left-hand corner, you're going to be able to see the area on the map that I'm headed to. And some of the different monsters that I'm fighting through. I'm not quite sure what those are called. Once you arrive to this particular map, you are going to want to unlock the storage NPC. You can access the items from it at any camp or town by talking to the NPC with the little safe icon. The quest is really simple. I'm going to show you right around where you need to go. There's quite a few of the monsters that drop the item, these little bubble slimes. They're super easy to kill. They don't have much health. And after you smack these guys around, you're just going to want to head right back to the NPC and clear the quest. It's very simple to use. The top option is for your items, the bottom option is for your gold, and you can just play around to figure out which menu options are going to work for you best when it comes to your storage, because it is divided up. And here we're running to the next town and fighting some of the little monsters here. And this area is actually, I've gone through some of the other starting areas, and I have to say that while I do like the Weddy maps, which are really bright and colorful, the Azuran forest and plain area and wetlands I think are super cute. When you enter into town, you can stop here and pick up your daily quest, which does give you a fairly large amount of gold. When you're using the PC and it brings up the actual quest menu, he's still talking here for a second. When you move through the different quest options, sometimes you can hit the M button on your keyboard and actually see the monsters. The quest will have a little pop-up in the lower right below the main box that tells you if you can see what the monsters are. And this is what pops up, so you can decide whether or not, it's a target that you think you can take out. You get the same amount of gold as you get experience, so it's a good way to make a little bit of extra money. And after this, you are going to want to pick up a couple other quests in town. I recommend taking some time to explore. Just make sure not to pick up more than you can actually handle. But we are going to head over to the adventure bar to pick up the quest that allows you to not only hire, but turn yourself into an NPC for other people to hire while you're offline. The adventure bar is in every major city. I don't think you can usually, I'm pretty sure that it's not in camps, but most of the major towns have it. The quest is very simple, if I can, remember what you need to do, which offhand I can't, but it was pretty much, oh, you have to pick up a crafting item, which, you could not buy in this particular village. I went to the casino area and picked it up. I recommend going to one of the Dragon Quest X databases to look for the translated name, because I don't actually have that footage. But you just grab the little item and come back to town. And then for the main story quest, which is what this video is focused on, you want to go to the palace in town. And as you can see, I'm playing around with some of the emotes. If you just hit the M button, it will do the motion itself instead of including the text. But it's a really nice shortcut, which you can bring up by holding down the B button for a second when you're interacting with the Japanese players. If you don't speak Japanese, because it has some really good basic phrases like thank you, hello, how are you, stuff like that. And they sort of make it easier to communicate when you aren't, super great at the language like I'm not. Once you get in here, you want to talk to this guy, run around a little bit. I was having some issues finding my way back out. So after you get the cutscene from that particular NPC, it doesn't actually show you where to go next. So what you need to do is run to the mail place, actually, for me, because I get really tired of that little icon in the upper corner. Um, and then you are going to want to go back outside of town. But before you do, if you talk to this NPC and pick up her quest, you can unlock the casino items weekly, which includes a bingo ticket, a ticket for the board game that you can do, and 100 casino coins. This is also where you can get your Genki Dama, your energy balls, and those increase your experience whenever you use them for, I believe, 30 minutes. And you get them for, based off of the amount of time that you've been online, you can get so many of them. There's an exchange rate for that, but I don't know what it is offhand. For her quest, you actually just need to go outside of town and kill some she slimes, which spawn directly outside of this particular town. So it's really simple. It's a very useful thing. You can pick it up once a week. The little items that she gives you, including a support salary. I think it's based off of your character's fame. Not 100% sure there. Um, so to continue forward with the main quest line, we are going to run north on this map. There are two exits on the northern end of the map. You want the left one. The one on the right takes you to another map that has higher level enemies that are a bit difficult at the level you're going to be when you first arrive here, which for me, I think on this character was maybe like 14, 15. Because I just directly ran there and didn't get into a lot of fights since I knew I'd be recording for the video. And I'm a minstrel, which is more of a jack of all trades rather than focus solely on damaging stuff, so I didn't want to risk it. When you get up here, there are a few aggressive enemies, like the dogs, which are fairly good experience around this level anyways. Oh, yeah, I'm 17. I can see in the bottom menu now. And they're not too hard to kill, but even up through, I would say, 22, 24, they still do hit fairly hard. There are various NPCs in town that you can go to. The items that they sell are marked on the mini map. If you bring it up with, like, a sword for weapons, an armor set for armor, it's pretty easy. But what can be a little confusing if you're not too used to it, which I was not. I've not extensively played the series before this game. I had played 8 and 9 just a little bit. The little feathered wing icon is actually the item shot. So after you go get the cutscene on that map, because it's all that happens, you want to run back to town, go talk to the people at the palace, and then we are going to go here, which is the southern exit from town. And on the mini map, you can see the little ringed location with a star on it showing me where I need to go. And there's another cutscene that will trigger here after you talk with one of the NPCs. He's a little portly fellow on the left side of the camp. And there's more updated equipment over on the right that you can purchase. None of it's particularly expensive. I do recommend picking up the warp here so that you can come back, because the maps around this area are also some fairly decent places to level off and on. And I may actually make a little video about some of the places that I've been spending time to showcase that. So here I am saving and getting the warp. Which is the second option, the Rura Stone. And then you want to talk to this guy. There's going to be another short cutscene, and he's going to send you off to the next quest point. There's nothing too difficult about getting to where you need to go. You're going to follow the map to the right side, right mid side, and exit onto the next map for that into the swamp. I upgraded my armor a little, nothing too fancy. So once, as you can see, that's where we're headed to. It's the only place to go to over here, and then it transfers you to this map, and you're going to go to the tower. And I died. I got out of the way to, I think it's 8 floors, and fought this a monster for a while and died horribly. It was so much fun. And I had not saved my character when I first recorded this, so I had to walk all the way back and then all the way back up. It was a bit of a pain. So you're going to want to just focus on keeping your NPCs healed up. The monster does have a few stronger attacks. Like I said, I did die the first time that I came in here to do the quest. You can choose your difficulty, but just go with the default on this. It doesn't really, at this level, give you that much of a bonus, I don't think. And unless you have higher leveled NPCs, it's going to be a really hard fight if you up that difficulty. Um, but yeah, once you get through it, just, make sure to bring along a few MP healing items because that was the major issue that I ran into was not so much the fight itself, but the lack of MP to cast skills and spells, and my healer was running low. And the mage that I had in the party did the bulk of the damage here because I was not really doing much there. But after this fight, you are going to go right back to town and talk to the same guy. And there's another couple of little cutscenes, and you're going to get your first medal as an elf. For the next part of the storyline, I will be doing another video probably next week. Thanks. Bye.